Dr. James Berger of the South African Society of Psychiatrists joins us to explore on these benefits. Dr. James, thank you so much for your time this evening here on SABC News. I mean, let's start off here. When one is preparing for a marathon of this nature, what goes into preparing for it mentally?
Well, thanks very much for having me. It's a very exciting time, and all the energy that's getting ready for tomorrow. For someone to try and prepare for a race like this, I mean, setting a goal of running Comrades is a big achievement in itself. Getting the day-to-day grueling, repetitive nature of this time on the road is something that is really difficult to achieve, needing to listen to your body as you go through training ebbs and flows. So maintaining consistency throughout the biggest thing is what requires the most resilience. And for most people, that ends up requiring there's some sort of purpose to it. So whether that's proving it to themselves, challenging themselves, that's something that's driving them, or it's for a cause or for other people. Many different people have different reasons for why they run it, and it will help to drive them psychologically, and they'll carry that through.
And when you're talking about mental health and mental capacity, I mean, a race of this nature, what toll does this sort of exercise, take on your mental capacity?
So running a race like this takes a lot of effort and mental concentration. It's grueling. It takes a long time, not just because of the race on the day, but because of the months of training that you put in. And as much as we say that it takes its toll, we know the benefits of exercise on mental health are incredibly strong. There's a lot of really robust science about how it can have positive effects on the brain, the way the brain communicates to itself. It reduces inflammation. It affects our stress hormones. It has so many biological benefits as well as psychosocial. So this connection, you can see with the way that everyone is speaking to each other and about the race, it is very much more than just one person doing one thing. It's, as much as that's part of it, it's this community, and that helps us to feel connected to each other and to something. And all of that can have a big impact on our mental health.
And of course, I mean, this is a marathon which takes place once a year, but at the same time, one prepares months in advance. And when it comes to the long-term benefits, what are the long-term benefits for athletes of this nature?
So, speaking to athletes who do ultramarathons and all of the daily activity that goes into that is one thing, but I think the benefit of any activity that you're doing, physical activity, if you can do it consistently, can have really robust, really profound long-term benefits on both your physical and your mental health. We also see it in benefiting cognition, so the way we can think and remember. There are lots of benefits that happen. It helps to reduce the chance of people developing depression. It helps to reduce the chance of people developing dementia later in their lives. But in the moment, it can actually help to boost our mood. It can help to improve mental health to such a degree that it is used for treatments of these mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, ADHD, etc. It's something that's become very first line because of its immediate impact. So beyond the long-term benefits that you can definitely get, there's also these benefits of the short term as well.
And talking about, exercising in general, one would also then ask Dr. James, how important is it for you to prioritize your mental health through the form of exercise?
So mental health is incredibly important. There's no health without mental health. It is something that we want not just people to be free from mental illness, but also to be thriving in their environment, feeling content with themselves. And we know that exercise has benefits across the spectrum of mental health, from mental illness to feelings of well-being as well. So daily activity can really help to drive that and help us to feel better in many different ways. So that doesn't have to be going and training for a marathon. I mean, that's something that is incredibly scary for someone to go and worry about, especially if you haven't been very active. You don't have to go to a gym. It's just about becoming more active than where you are now. We can all become a little bit more active. And what we see is the biggest benefits on our mental health are actually when in people who are the least active. So you can actually get really big bang for your buck in terms of just becoming a little bit more active from where you are at the moment, and obviously it increases as you go from there. But just making a start, no matter how small, it can be something as simple as walking or taking the stairs instead of the lift. Things like actively playing with children, your children. It's Youth Month at the moment. Things like that can all be forms of physical activity that can be very beneficial for your mental health.
And what is your advice to those who will be participating in tomorrow's Comrades Marathon?
It's been said before, but enjoy it. It's a celebration of what, as much as it's about some elite athletes who are really amazing at what they do, the biggest part of Comrades, and the reason it's so famous, is because it's the largest ultra marathon, and you have these quite normal people doing these amazing feats by just being consistent, being able to plod along and do it. So break it up into your little goals as you go along. You've prepared for this moment. No, you'll never feel prepared enough, but see how you're feeling, trust your body on the day, and give it horns. All the best.
All right, James, thank you so much for your time this evening. And that is Dr. James Berger from the South African Society of Psychiatrists.